Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe and welcome to the top 5 cheapest Scorching Flames hats in Team Fortress 2. Now this is of course a series I'm doing where I'm covering the top 5 cheapest hats with a certain unusual effect within the game, and last episode I featured Burning Flames, and a lot of you guys wanted me to do the next episode on Burning Flames' cheap counterpart, which is going to be Scorching Flames. Scorching Flames has to be one of my favourite effects in the game, along with both of the energies. I really do like Scorching Flames. I think it's such a cool effect, and I really do like the colour. So this is going to be the 5 cheapest Scorching Flames hats on the market. There's obviously some really cheap hats you guys can pick up if you're working on a budget but really want to get that sort of high tier look to your loadout. So without further ado, let's get straight into number 5. So coming in at number 5, we have the unusual Magnificent Mongolian with the effect of Scorching. This was priced just 3 months ago at 30 to 31 keys, which gives it an average of 30.5 keys. However, there are currently 2 on backpack.tf classifieds, both looking for 30 keys. The Scorching Flames Magnificent Mongolian is obviously the exact same hat as the Burning Flames one, which was featured in a previous episode, and I came to the conclusion that it must have been some sort of traditional hat. It doesn't look too good on its own, but when comboed with certain cosmetics such as the Giftbringer and other sort of fur themed cosmetics, it does actually look quite cool. A small issue with this hat is that when it is painted, it doesn't really stand out too much. It only paints the sort of red part of the hat on the top, but apart from that, it's quite a cool hat, and for 30 keys for a Scorching Flames heavy hat, you can't really go too wrong. So coming in at number 4 on this list, the 4th cheapest Scorching Flames hat in existence is another heavy hat, being the Scorching Flames Puglist Protector. This was priced slightly later, being 7 months ago, at 28 to 33 keys, which again rounds off to about 30.5 keys. The Puglist Protector is that sort of kickboxing slash trained fighting helmet kind of design, and it doesn't look too bad. Again, it's one of those hats that only really looks good with certain cosmetics such as like the weight room warmer, which gives your character a kind of like fighting theme, but I mean it's not a really nice hat, and I think that explains the kind of low price for it. It's definitely not one of my favourite heavy hats by all means, but nevertheless, for 30.5 keys again, that Scorching Flames really does make up for the questionable aesthetics of the hat. Making another appearance on these list videos, we have the hard counter. The Scorching Flames hard counter comes in at the midway point on this list and was priced 10 months ago at 30 keys. So slightly lower than the previous hats. The hard counter is a extremely questionable hat. It's a kind of umbrella sort of on top of the heavy's head. That's the only way it can be described, and I mean it doesn't look too bad. It's a kind of comical hat. It really doesn't take itself too seriously, and I think that's kind of why I kind of like it. And when you paint it, it paints the whole umbrella. So I mean a line painted Scorching Flames hard counter would actually look quite cool in my opinion. But nevertheless, 30 keys for a Scorching Flames hard counter. And the last heavy hat of this list, that's actually quite strange that the next 2 cheapest Scorching Flames hats don't even belong to the heavy, which is generally where most cheap unusuals belong. So at number 2, and the runner-up spot for the cheapest Scorching Flames hat in the game, is another hat that's been featured previously, being the Stately Steel Toe. This is the Wellington boot that sits on top of the Pyro's head and was priced about a year ago at 28 keys. It does seem to sell for about 30, which I guess is a suitable price for it, but nevertheless the backpack.tf price is cheaper than all of these heavy hats. A Scorching Flames Pyro hat for under 30 keys is actually really cool, and whether you like the Stately Steel Toe or not, you can't deny that the price is really good. I personally like the Stately Steel Toe purely for the fact it's kind of one of those joke hats, very similar to the hard counter, that doesn't really take itself too seriously, and I really do admire that because it's a really comical and fun to use hat, and it really just lets off that sort of fun vibe. So that's at the number 2 spot and the second cheapest Scorching Flames hat in the game. So coming in at number 1, the cheapest possible Scorching Flames hat that you can obtain through trading is a Scorching Flames base metal billycock for the Spy. This was priced about a year ago at 25 to 28 keys, averaging off at just 26.5 keys. The base metal billycock, for those of you who are unaware, is a robo version of the Backbiter's billycock, and it doesn't look too bad, especially because when you paint the hat, it paints the whole hat, and regardless of the fact it's metal, you can't deny that again it does look quite cool. So a lime painted one of these with Scorching Flames would actually be really cool in my opinion. A lot of people look down on robo hats, but again, I think in their own right they do look really cool, and they shouldn't be as cheap as they are in my opinion. But yeah, that's the number 1 cheapest Scorching Flames hat in the game, belonging to the Spy. So I really do hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you did, please remember to leave a like. Let me know if anything shocked you, or maybe is on this list that you didn't expect, and leave your suggestions for future episodes down below. Thank you for watching, guys, and peace.